I'm not here to school you. I'm here to inspire you. I'm here to motivate you and get you enthusiastic about the things of God. Because our time here is so valuable, we need to use it wisely and follow the plan of God. As I looked out here in the audience, I really felt the Lord wanting me to tell you all, because we have a wide range of ages in here, which is wonderful. We have little people, young people, older people, even older people, and it's great. And the oldest people. No, but it's great because this represents the kingdom of heaven right here. This is what God showed me. This is what the kingdom is like. The kingdom is all kinds of different people, all kinds of different sizes. We all look different, but the most important thing that God sees in this whole room is the hearts of everyone. And that's what he sees. Unfortunately, most of us, even Christians, we're so jaded. We so much just look at people and we size them up based on what they look like. We figure them out. And thanks be to God that God looks much deeper than what we do. Because we're just so surface level, man. We just can't get... And you know what you can never see? You can never see someone's heart. They could put on the best show in the world and they could act the whole game. But the thing is, we never fool God. So the most important thing, one of the scriptures is so dear to my heart, and I try to live by this one. It's Proverbs 4:23. And it's when King David said, guard your heart. Above all else, guard your heart. For from it spring forth all of the issues of life. And you could pretty much hinge your whole walk with God on that scripture because, see, to me, the heart is a very intricate thing. It's this invisible force that's within it, and it has literally thousands upon millions of different layers and doorways to it. No one could comprehend it. It's a lot easier to comprehend stars and solar systems and planets and things in creation than it is to understand the human heart. It's so magnificently deeper than anything that we can see because it's this invisible thing. And to the degree that your heart seeks after God is the very degree in which you can know him. And guess what? We're the stewards over our own heart. No one is in charge. The devil doesn't have any hold over your heart. God doesn't force himself over you. You are the steward over your own heart. That makes us very complicated beings. Because whatever we're doing right or wrong in our life is coming out of right here. Everything is lived out of here. I want to encourage you to dig deep in your heart and always examine it. And always ask God, Lord, what's going on in my heart today? I mean, because in life, many of us are living out of our head, out of what we see and out of our logic, and not out of our heart. But out of the heart is where you please God. Out of the heart is where you commune with him, and out of the heart is where he directs you. He doesn't direct you in your head, because if he directed us in our head, most of us would jump over a cliff when we look at our circumstances. This isn't happening. I better check out of this place. But he directs you in your heart. He says, don't look at the circumstances, look at me. And I have learned in my life in 44 years that I've been living, I first received the Lord when I was a little boy. As far back as I can remember, I felt the presence of God. There isn't a time I can remember where I didn't feel. I don't know why that is, but I did. By 8, I received him like at a Baptist church camp. You know, one of those summer church camps where you go to church every day at the camp, and then you go to church every afternoon, then you go to church every night at the camp, and then there's a late night church meeting at the camp, and then there's a midnight service at the camp, and then of course there's a 6 a.m. service at the camp, and if you haven't received Jesus by then, you're on your way to hell. I mean, you know what I mean? Anybody been to vacation Bible school, right? Hey, it's good stuff, man. Because I remember just walking up to the altar at 8, just weeping, because I just felt like, you know, God's call on my life, and I just walked up there to that, you know, beautiful song, and ever since then I've been walking with the Lord, up and down, just like all of us. Different points in my life, I'm totally up. Different points I'm down. But thanks to God's grace that he's got a purpose and a call for each one of our lives. And I have learned to see myself For many years, I saw myself through my own eyes, but as years went on, I began to see myself through God's eyes. And when you see yourself through God's eyes, man, it's a whole nother result. Because if you only look at where you're at today, you could get discouraged. You can go, well, man, this hasn't happened, or that hasn't clicked. I'm still waiting on this. I'm still waiting on that. But God looks at the finished result. And the area that He can work with you most is each part of your heart that you give up. Because each part that you give up is another chamber, another doorway to let Him in. And so now I seek Him more than anything. For years I used to seek God's hands. You know, help me with this, Lord. Help me with that, Lord. Do this for me, Lord. Do that for me, Lord. But now it's moved to like, move all that away. Lord, I want to know You. I want to see Your face. I want to feel Your presence.